An ordinary man, insurance executive, 45 years old, stumbles to his death on a subway platform in New York City. Or does he? Unbeknownst to his wife or child, his brain is rescued from the accident scene by a secret branch of the United States government and put into the body of an artificially produced 26-year-old man who has the strength of Superman, the speed of Michael Jordan, and the grace of Fred Astaire. The only catch, under penalty of death, he can never let anyone from his past know he is still alive. And that, my friends, is a problem. For this man is desperately in love with his wife, his daughter, and his former life.
Before on Now and Again.
Oh, what was that?
Did you see the paper? I mean, they actually want people to believe that some lady on the Upper East Side spontaneously burst into flames.
Oh, Melanie. Oh, are you all right?
Just watching television and poof.
Stop touching me.
Screw you, screw him, screw all of it. You can all go to hell.
You're the one who's going to hell.
No, darling, you're going to hell.
Yes, sir?
Is it my overactive imagination, or is it warm in here?
Would you like me to turn down the heat?
That's not what I asked you. I asked you your opinion.
Well, I find it very comfortable, sir.
Then it is. It's my imagination. So, why are you standing back there? Step into the room.
I think I hear the phone, sir.
Right. Maybe it's Mitchell.
No, he's already called. He wanted to know if you were still here.
Did you tell him I left?
I told him, but I don't think he believed me. Is there anything else? I have a class.
Of course you do.
I just want you to know, I enjoyed working with you, Mr. de Longpre.
And are you, Vanessa? Hello? Listen, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. This is not an easy call to make. Yes, I've decided to act on your advice. No, I can't talk now. I'm supposed to be gone already. Right. I'll meet you. I'll bring the information, everything you need. Tonight. No. It has to be tonight. Yeah, you stay cool, too. No, God, no! No! Please, no, God! No, not this way! Not this way, no, God, please! No, please, I beg of you, somebody let me out! Let me out, open the door, please! Please, no, God, please! Somebody let me out! I beg of you, somebody! Let me out!
I should just about do it. Leave Mr. Wiseman's skull open for about 15 minutes, let it dry out, and then stitch him up if you don't mind.
Wow, that's the brain, huh? It's amazing.
You think so? I really didn't have anything to do with that.
Oh, no, I know. I mean, this is incredible, too. I mean, I look at that and I'm...
Radio Shack.
Give me a sign. Blow me a kiss through space and time. We never know how good it is until it's gone. Give me a sign. Swear I can feel it when you try. Now and again, remember me and so alive. Now and again,
through.
Heather, I am sorry. You know, I saw that tree coming towards us through the windshield, and I got anxious.
You didn't get anxious, Mother. You panicked. You said the Lord's Prayer for crying out loud.
I did? I'm sorry.
How am I supposed to concentrate on driving if you keep on crossing yourself all the time?
Heather, look, I am sorry. I'm sorry. The next time that we go out, I promise you, I will keep my hands folded in my lap.
Forget it. No, I'm not going to learn to drive. I'll just walk everywhere, or take the bus, or ride a bike.
Heather.
Or hitchhike. That's it. I'll spend the rest of my life depending on strangers to get me from one place to another. And it's all your fault.
Good.
And I am sure that you are aware that other newspapers, while not your equals editorially, have found a way to create a document without the use of inks that come off on the hand, period. Wouldn't you agree that the public would be better served by having all the news that's fit to print if the print could just be made to stay on the page? Question mark. And sign it, Roger Bender, Senior Vice President, Grand Empire Insurance.
And you actually want me to send this to the editor of the New York Times?
Hello? Uh-oh, put her on. Lisa.
Roger, hi. I'm sorry to bother you in the middle of the day, but we've got a little crisis going on here.
Oh, Crisis is my middle name, please.
When you were teaching Amanda to drive, what did you do? Did you enroll her in school? Did you hire someone? What?
No, I taught her. Me, myself, and I.
Really?
Absolutely. Driving is about freedom, and freedom is one of the great promises of adulthood, and I wasn't about to let my child be ushered into adulthood by some hired hand. No, teaching one's child to drive is something best accomplished by someone close to the child.
Yeah, well, that theory is not working too well here at the Wiseman household.
Really?
Really? I don't know if it's a mother-daughter thing or if it's a Lisa-Heather thing. I just know that it is not a happening thing.
Would you like me to have a try?
Are you serious?
Are you certain you can't see anything?
It's so dark in here, the shadows are making me squint.
Good. As you know, the surgery I performed on you 3 days ago was designed to enhance your sonic sensitivity. In time and with practice, your new inner ear will enable you to hear the flutter of a hummingbird's wing, the sound of a leaf falling half a mile away, even the footfalls of an ant.
So much to look forward to.
As with any new sensory experience, it will take time for the mind to accept and process the unfamiliar stimuli. With that in mind, let's begin. I need you to listen to me very carefully, Mr. Wiseman. Somewhere in this townhouse, an object is about to hit the floor. Using only your hearing, I want you to find it. Are you ready?
Yes. I'll take Charles Nelson Riley to block.
Now, did you hear that?
Hear what?
You didn't hear that pin dropping?
Doc, how do you expect me to hear a pin dropping with that radio blasting away?
Radio?
Never mind, it's gone. Somebody shut it off. Sounds like somebody switching off lights. A kiss. A guy saying he'll be home for dinner. Door slamming. Footsteps getting further away.
Must be next door, someone leaving for work.
Maybe it's too sensitive?
This is really cool.
This is really awful.
High-pitched sound. Whirring, horrible. Oh, it's making my skin crawl. Wait, stop now. Guy saying spit.
Dentist's office. Maybe this enhancement was a bad idea.
Perhaps we need to open them back up. Just do some fine-tuning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is great.
What's that?
I don't know. Either two people are on their honeymoon or somebody's watching a porno.
Maybe we should get the operating room ready.
You've got that 10:30.
Must be a porno because there's that cheesy music in the background.
It's a total and utter waste of my time. See if you can get me out of it.
Sir, Department of Justice specifically asked for you.
Oh, I feel bad.
Why?
I think the kid who was watching the porno's mother just walked in the room. Something about no more television for the rest of his life. I know how he feels. I heard that.
I am sorry about this, Mr. Wiseman. But a certain amount of trial and error is to be expected in any new medical procedure. But it appears I've wildly miscalculated with regard to the whole issue of sonic sensitivity.
Hey, it's no skin off whoever's nose. Besides, with these things on, it's like you never did the operation at all.
Unfortunately, you can't wear those in public without attracting attention. But I promise I'll open you back up and make the necessary adjustments as soon as possible.
No rush. It's kind of like Radio Free Michael in here now. So, where are we headed?
A friend of mine at the Department of Justice asked if I would run over and take a look at a crime scene they've been working. Something about valuing my scientific opinion. The whole thing should take about 10 minutes. So you're telling me an entire human being was consumed by a flame in this very room? And the only evidence you have of a fire are these char marks on the door and in the carpet?
No, I also have a 40-pound bag of human ash.
I'm sorry. It must be a fraud or a fake of some kind.
I'm telling you, sir, we've tested it. It's human ash.
Oh, that's all well and good, sir. But in order to have a fire, you must have three things.
Yes. Air, fuel, and
a source of ignition. Where's your source of ignition? There's air in the room. The body itself is fuel. But what was used to start the fire? Gasoline? A bomb?
Well, I'm sure that's why they wanted you involved.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Well, you're right. Our tests indicate no apparent external source of ignition.
Again, I don't follow. I'm a doctor. What does this have to do with me? Sounds like you need a chemical engineer.
I said external source of ignition. There's a body of thought, if you'll pardon the pun, that thinks the source of ignition might have been internal.
You mean from inside the body?
That's preposterous. I think.
Are either of you familiar with spontaneous human combustion?
Well, I never heard them play live, but I think I had an 8-track of theirs back in the 70s.
Before modern medicine, many ancient scholars believed the human body was composed of 4 elements: earth, air, water, and fire. They thought when a person had a fever, it was the flames deep inside the body growing hotter and hotter, and that occasionally that fire might actually erupt and consume a person. Erupt from inside, completely engulfing the body, but leaving its surroundings basically untouched.
Right, I read about this in one of our finer weekly newspapers, right beneath the story about how aliens helped some family save their farm. Forget I said anything. I'll just stand here and listen to the voices in my head. Huh?
Yeah?
How's it going?
It's just thrilling. How's it going with you?
I wanted to talk to you about this driving situation.
What are you talking about, Mom? There is no driving situation. I told you, I've resolved myself to a life of exact change and good reading material.
Heather! I have come to the conclusion that perhaps it would be better for you if you were taught to drive by someone other than me.
You'll get nowhere argument here. But what are you trying to tell me? Have you enrolled me in driving school?
No, not exactly.
What? You've hired someone to give me private lessons?
Well, kinda, sorta, but not really.
What do you mean, not really? Did you hire a boy, not really? Or a girl, not really?
Oh, definitely a boy, not really.
Way to go, Mom! I take back everything I ever said to the school shrink about you.
Well, before you get too excited.
When's my appointment?
He's here, now.
Where? Outside?
Downstairs.
Cool! You're the best.
Oh. Well, that's not.
Hello? Anybody down there?
Hey, Cupcake! You gonna come on down so we can jump in the old jalopy and log some time behind the wheel?
Oh, right. I'll be down in a minute, Uncle Roger. I just have to go and tell my mom something. Just so we're clear, this makes anything I might do to you completely justifiable in a court of law.
This is my car. That is my child. What can I say?
I haven't lost a car or a student yet. Don't worry about a thing. She's in great hands, Lisa. I'm going to drive her over to my secret spot. It's the perfect place for practicing those really complicated maneuvers like parallel parking and three-point turns.
Sorry.
Yes, sirree, I know the perfect spot. Place where there's virtually nothing to hit. And if you do hit something, nobody gives a hoot anyway.
Mr. Wiseman. Mr. Wiseman. The operating theater is ready. I'd like to go over and remove the enhancement now, if you don't mind.
Wait a second. I love this song, and there's still a little bit more left. Hey, Doc. Are you aware that in the past 3 weeks, there's been 2 other deaths in the city that seem to involve spontaneous human combustion?
And where did you hear that?
Yak Radio! No music, no news, nothing but yak. Yak Radio, keeping New York yakking. Yeah. My point is, it seemed that every other call...
Mr. Wiseman, for the last time, spontaneous human combustion is an urban myth. Do you know what the word myth means?
Certainly. I myth my wife, I myth my daughter.
I, Mr. Wiseman, am a man of science. We went to the crime scene. We saw the evidence. And I, for one, refuse to give any more time and energy to what I know to be a hoax or a fraud or an elaborate practical joke. Now let's get in the car and go...
But how do you know it's a hoax or a fraud or a practical joke? And if you're certain you know what it isn't your natural sense of curiosity piqued? Doesn't it make you want to know what it is?
No. I already know what it is. And it is a fake. Case closed.
And how can you be so sure?
Mr. Wiseman, trust me. There are certain physical absolutes. The earth is round. Gravity keeps us pinned to the ground. And people do not spontaneously burst into flame.
Prove it.
Prove it? I don't have to prove it.
Oh, you most certainly do. Have you forgotten? You're talking to a guy who was dead and had his brain put into a body that was built out of government surplus. I no longer believe in absolutes. All right. Forget me. Didn't you tell me that the Department of Justice asked for your help?
Yes, and I gave it to them. And I told them it was...
No, you told them what it wasn't. And that's no help at all.
Would you mind telling me what it is about this that has so captured your imagination?
I don't know. Maybe it was all those years in insurance. But I used to hate paying out on a situation I couldn't explain, and I can't explain this. So what's the big deal? We'll go to one more crime scene, and then you'll unhook the THX system in my head.
You are joking, aren't you?
About what?
I'm not driving in here. It's creepy. I mean, what if someone I know sees me?
Look around you, Heather. I feel fairly confident that everyone watching will be completely discreet. Look, Heather, I learned to drive in here. My brother learned to drive in here. My daughter learned to drive in here. It's really a wonderful place to get started.
Get started with what? I'm not an imbecile. My mom has been taking me driving for months. I need to practice on a street, with other cars, with traffic.
And I assure you we will get there.
When?
When I get the sense that you have mastered the basics. I mean, if I see that you are an accomplished driver, ready to go out and practice in traffic, we will be out of here so fast it'll make your head spin. But since I have never driven with you, and you have never practiced with me, I really think the prudent thing to do is to begin our lesson here. Comprende?
Bunch of bunk.
Don't be mad at me.
I don't like having my time wasted.
You don't know that it's a waste of time. How can you be certain it's a waste of time unless you've spent the time and determined it was a waste?
I really don't want to have this conversation again. You've gotten your way, let's leave it at that.
So who is it we're going to see and how did they come to be barbecued?
Mr. Wiseman, please. Man's name was Reynolds. He was lying in bed, had a fight with his lover, and as she was headed towards the door, he was supposedly incinerated.
Oh, how convenient. So does that mean she was a witness?
I don't know. I've asked that they find her, and if possible, ask her to join us.
Come on, this is gonna be great.
Wow, Uncle Roger, you were right. This place rocks!
I used to be able to do that when I was young.
Simply not possible. To create enough heat to incinerate a man's body, you would also create enough collateral heat to burn down the rest of this room. Probably the whole damn building. And yet, look at this place. Doesn't even need a new coat of paint.
Shh. I hear something. Footsteps. Key in the lock. Front door.
Even I heard that. Why are we whispering? We're supposed to be here. Hello? Miss Avalo? My name is Dr. Theodore Morris. I'm consulting with...
I know who you are. They called me and asked me to come see you. I don't see the point. I already confessed.
Confessed? You already confessed? Would you mind if we did this in the bedroom?
Do we have to?
It would certainly be helpful. Please.
I knew it was going to happen. I tell him I had to leave. Had to go study. He was getting suspicious. And I was always asking for money. That didn't help. He knew my parents were wealthy. At a certain point, he just sort of sensed that it didn't add up.
I'm sorry. What didn't add up? What were you doing? What is it you were spending your money on? Where were you really going when you said you were studying?
To worship. The money, the leaving, all of it. To worship.
And he didn't like that?
No.
So you set him on fire from the inside?
Not me. But I was the cause.
For those of us who are joining whatever show it is you're watching, which is clearly already in progress, how were you the cause of your boyfriend being dry roasted from the small intestines out?
Billy loved me. He thought they were manipulating me. They weren't. They don't. I like being there. I mean, I love Bill too, but I liked being there.
Being where? Where is it you would worship?
At the Elevations. The first church of Elevations. Reverend Kelso.
Reverend Kelso.
Reverend Kelso. He's a very smart man. He makes you feel safe, warm. Anyway, Bill started making calls. The police, the mayor's office, calling attention. Reverend Kelso and the other church elders, they called me in. They started getting annoyed.
So you think perhaps they're responsible for Billy's death?
Oh no. That would be the master.
Of course. And where would we find the master? I mean, if we were looking. If we had a message from his cousin Louis or something.
The master is everywhere. And he who suggests that the master and his elevations do not exist, and he who seeks to thwart the master in the spreading of his elevations, shall feel the fire burning within him. And the greater the anger, the master and his church, the greater the heat of the fire, until ultimately the anger and the fire will consume him. So saith the master. So saith the word.
Right. Get the operating room ready. We're on our way back.
On our way back? Surely you jest.
Look at this face. This face does not jest.
What about the elevations?
What about the elevations? It's irrelevant.
It is?
Mr. Wiseman, simple deductive reasoning suggests that since 3 people have supposedly spontaneously combusted, but only one appears to be affiliated with this group, membership in said group is unrelated to the deaths.
Well, we don't know that they aren't members. We haven't actually checked.
Fine. Putting those other 2 people aside, no new age metaphysical bunch of confused baby boomers with too much free time and too much money are responsible for that man incinerating. If in fact there was a man, and if in fact he incinerated.
Wow, you are closed-minded.
Get in the car, please.
What would be the harm? We run over to this church.
Get in the car, please.
Check on who is and isn't a member.
Get in the car, please.
See if anybody's smoldering.
Get in the car, please.
Got it now.
Got what now?
You're afraid.
I'm afraid? Of what?
You're afraid that for the first time in your life you're stumped.
Excuse me?
Come on, it's obvious. You've got so much invested in your scientific methods and your physical absolutes, in your if I can't explain it, it must be a hoax or a fraud or an elaborate practical joke approach to life. You're afraid if we go over to that escalator place.
Elevators. Elevations.
Whatever. That you just might see something, or hear something, or feel something that you can't explain.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Wiseman, and it's not going to work. Let's proceed directly to the operating theater, please.
So how do you think these people were killed?
Don't know, don't care.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Stump, stump, stumped.
Am not. For the last time, Mr. Wiseman, people do not spontaneously burst into flames. And whatever that woman says, whatever her master says, people do not ignite on their own because of some imagined, all-knowing, all-seeing higher power who's offended by their actions. It just doesn't happen.
Says you.
Says the laws of nature.
Not according to the Rami Bami Chief Hobgoblin where that lady goes to Sunday school.
That's because it's a hoax or a fraud or an elaborate practical joke.
Prove it.
Oh. All right. Fine. Take us to the first church of the elevations, please.
Boy, are you showing me?
Hi, my name is Lisa Wiseman, and I may be overreacting, but my daughter is out with a close family friend practicing driving. She has her permit. Yes, I'm sure they will be too, but it's been a few hours, and I was just wondering if you could keep an eye out. for her. My license plate number? Sure.
I was thinking while you took a look around, I'd try and get my hands on a membership roster.
How are you going to do that?
I'm not sure.
Is this your first time in the First Church of the Elevations?
Yes, it is.
Well, Reverend Kelso is giving an introductory lecture right now in the auditorium, if you'd like to attend.
I'm sorry, we're not together. I'm here on an insurance matter, fire insurance. But he's in the market for some enlightenment. Very open-minded, aren't you?
Sure.
Outside these walls, outside this building, it is a cold and angry world filled with disconnected souls which are trying desperately to make sense out of this assault on their senses which we call contemporary life. But here, inside this womb, which we call the First Church of Elevations, we have a process. We have a method of living which many people believe helps them to deal with this assault, this bombardment. Now, once you surrender to the possibility of a life lived according to the principles of elevation, once you pledge the mutually agreed upon percentage of your time, your energy, your income to elevation, its manifest benefits will be made available to you instantly, not in days, not in weeks, not in years. But the benefits of a life lived according to the Master will be yours instantly. You doubt me? Many people, when they sit in this room, in this special place, they report that they experience feelings of contentment. They report they experience feelings of well-being. The best candidates for success here in our church have reported actual feelings of warmth. Can you feel it? It seems to come from inside, from the soul, doesn't it? And then, as quickly as it appeared, this warmth is gone.
We really ought to come up with a story. Not that I'm suggesting we lie, I'm just saying that in a situation like this, it's always good to come up with a single version of events. The less contradiction, the better. You understand that, right?
Sure. Of course. You know, it is my fault and she is my mother. I think I should be the one to tell her.
No. We'll do it together. I am not without responsibility here, Heather. I am the adult. I could have insisted that you slow down.
You did. Kinda. You were making that whimpering sound. I knew what it meant.
Yes, but perhaps I should have been clearer, stronger.
Whatever. So, what do you call that thing I landed on?
A crypt, honey. That big, hard, square thing is called a crypt.
No, I did not say that she was a patient there. I was asking if she had been admitted, maybe through emergency. Heather Wiseman, W-I-S-E-M-A. And oh my
God.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
Oh my God!
I can explain. It's a thing, not a person. Aren't you glad that I'm all right, that I'm safe? Okay, I withdraw the question.
Lisa, I would like the opportunity to explain why the...
Mr. Wiseman? What are you doing?
Somebody across the street was watching Letterman. And during the commercials, somebody over that way rented Braveheart, which I've always wanted to see. It's tough to follow without a picture. You okay?
I don't know. Can't sleep. Want to take a drive, get some food?
You serious?
It was the most incredible experience, Mr. Wiseman.
Hey, there's a place that's open. We have our own char broiler. That'd be good.
Even as I was sitting there, laughing to myself, convinced that this man was a fake and a fraud, I feel this heat. I feel it inside me.
That gas station has a mini-mart. What do you think? Feel like mini-marting it?
I'm a scientist. I know this is not possible.
There's the train station. They have stuff to eat in there.
So what could it be? There has to be a logical explanation, right? I look under my chair. No hidden heat lamp. No hot air vent. No nothing. But it's growing warmer, Mr. Wiseman. It's growing warmer.
Listen, I'm fascinated by all this, but I'm really concerned that whatever it is that put you in your current frame of mind is going to wear off before I've had a chance to chow down. You think we could pull over already? I think I saw a place with a vending machine in the lobby. You do have change, right?
Mr. Wiseman, I want you to do something for me. Kind of a science experiment.
I don't know. It all depends. Can I eat first?
Absolutely. Take a bite.
You're awfully excited about this. What's in it?
I don't know. It's a cheeseburger. It's got cheese and a burger, I suppose. Take a bite before it cools off. Well?
More like medium well.
But nice and hot, right?
Nice and hot.
Describe the heat.
Describe the heat?
Wouldn't you say it's hottest in the center? That's how microwaves cook, you know. From the center out. From the inside out. Just like I began to this afternoon in that auditorium.
Wow.
Come in.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello, Reverend Kelso.
So, this is where Ed. He was a fine lawyer, a good friend, and a believer in the church. Or so I thought. Are you a believer in the church, Vanessa?
I don't know what I believe in anymore, Reverend Kelso.
Is that why you called me? Asked me to come here?
2 men from the government came to see me about my mom. They say you killed her.
Me? How could I have killed her? You know what happened. She wanted you to leave the church. She started hiring lawyers, detectives. These things are the province of the master, not me. I certainly can't make anyone burst into flame.
They say you can. And you did. They told me when you lived in the Soviet Union that you invented some kind of microwave gun. That the government had no money to finance your research. And that when you escaped to the West, no one who does that kind of research would hire you because of your work for the former Soviet Union.
They told you that, huh?
What I'd like to know is, where did you ever get the idea to found a church? May I come in?
And you are?
The man who figured out who you are. You really had me stumped for a while. Really messed with my head. And then it came to me. That auditorium is really just a giant microwave oven. You turn up the heat, enough for everyone to feel a little tingle in their bellies. So they think they're having an epiphany, and that you really are the second coming. It's brilliant. You must make a fortune. Which is why, of course, you had to start cooking anyone that might make trouble.
Like my mother, or Mr. de Longpre, or you know who the others are.
Vanessa. This is absurd. I am just a minister, a shepherd. Those who transgress, those who threaten the church or any of its members, their fate is sealed by a power higher than mine.
Do tell.
Oh, wow. Is it just my imagination, or is it getting warm in here?
Oh my.
This is what I was afraid of. You challenge me, the master challenges you. But don't worry. I shall rush right back to the church and pray for you both.
Please, don't!
So you're the shepherd, huh?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
Me? I'm the other government guy. I've been downstairs listening. I heard every word that you said. Also, the Giants are ahead 7-zip at the end of the third quarter. It's a gift, like your heat thing. Shh. You know what I hear now? People inside there staggering towards the door.
Let us out, please!
I don't want to go in there. You don't want to go in there. No, I don't know what to do. I don't have the key. I know. Let's go for help.
No problem. Don't worry about it. I'll get the door open.
No, we don't want to go in there.
Sure we do.
No!
Let us out, please! Let us out!
Help! Help! Help!
Oh, please, get us out. I'm burning up in here. That must have hurt. Would you like some dry ice for that?
I don't understand. Across the street, my gun. The microwave.
Oh, my friend here disconnected that about 30 seconds after you set it up. Oh, forgive me. You haven't been properly introduced. Reverend Kelso, Mr. Newman. Mr. Newman, this is the Reverend Kelso.
Gee, I hope I didn't throw you too hard. For what it's worth, many people I do that to report that they experience strong feelings of contentment, a feeling of well-being. Some even report a feeling of warmth. Can you feel it?
Oh, so, how'd it go? Well, she kept all four wheels on the ground, right?
Mostly.
Wow, Uncle Roger, your car really kicks ass.
It does? Oh, no. Oh, dear.